What is up? We're about to get into Ilia Topuria and Josh Emmett. We were just going back and forth because Jacob, you tagged me in a post that the UFC posted on Instagram, and it's of Ilia Topuria beating Mitchell's ass, and you said this is Volk's dad, and I didn't like that, and I commented back. I said, this dude got rocked by Mitchell, but then I rewatched the Mitchell fight again. I've rewatched it a few times, but he didn't get rocked at all in that fight. He took a flush head kick. And yeah, like I already think this guy's gonna beat fraud Emmett to a pulp. 38-year-old Emmett coming off of all these injuries. And dude, here's the thing. Emmett, and here's the biggest thing for me, bro. Emmett quit in his last fight.
Yeah,
like he quit, dude. Straight up quit.
Yeah. Yair didn't really hurt him or anything that badly. You know what I mean? He kind of just like saw that the overhand, like the rights weren't really like they were hurting Yair, but they weren't like putting him out.
They weren't, yeah, exactly. Or
And
anything near it.
I think that like kind of hurt his confidence, I guess. You know what I mean? And it was a championship fight, so it's 5 rounds. And I think he was just like, all right, well, I couldn't put him out with my best shots.
Yeah.
Like, I'm fucked. You know what I mean? I think I do agree. I think he did kind of give up a little bit. And I think Topuria is different than Yair. Yair may be a better overall striker, like probably, but Topuria hits way harder. He's way tougher than Yair, I would say. I think Yair is very tough, and I think he does have a very good chin. But I still think Topuria is tougher. His pace is a bit more quick. Like he's a bit higher pace. He's a better wrestler, of course. Yeah, I think if he hits Emmett, he can go out himself, you know what I mean? Like who knows if that happens. But yeah, obviously Josh Emmett does have a real chance. He has a chance with anybody just because he hits fucking really hard. He probably hits the second hardest in the division or the first behind Topuria. Really, it depends.
I don't think he hits harder than Topuria, bro. Emmett cracks though, but like Ilia, dude.
Yeah.
Ilia just
also,
had,
Ilia,
you know what? Maybe Emmett does hit harder, but like I also feel like
actually, no, I don't think Emmitt hits harder.
Right.
Emmett doesn't hit harder because we got to think about it. Like Ilia put out Jai Herbert, who's a 55er. He sent him to the shadow realm. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
like Emmett, like put out a depleted Michael Johnson at 45.
Yeah,
like,
that's true. Yeah,
that's
really important to mention. Michael Johnson was depleted.
That was his last KO. Like Ilia is like sleeping, putting people to sleep. Bryce Mitchell looked like a guy who like just, like we are concerned, like you should be concerned about that guy after that fight. You know what I mean? Like even his like
I don't know if it was that bad.
If you looked at his eyes, when you looked at his eyes, I'm telling you, like it looked like
I just think he was like pissed.
It looked like
Mitchell's
he saw
one of those guys that did not expect that to happen. I think he
looked like he saw a ghost. And his wrestling's unreal. People forget like that Topuria's like his base is jiu-jitsu. You know what I mean? Like that's his base. It's not striking. He just fell in love with the hands a bit and he hits super hard. His flaws are the head kicks. He does get hit by head kicks. Emmitt is not really a threat in terms of that though, so it's not that big of an issue. I think he does overthrow on some strikes, for sure. He does overthrow, and that's why Bryce Mitchell did get the takedown in the end of the first round. I don't know if you remember. He got the takedown because Ilia stopped the first couple takedowns, got very confident, got overly confident, started swinging for the fences, and got taken down. Bryce Mitchell timed it perfectly, but after that, he didn't get taken down again. So that's very impressive, though. Like he did take down deep against Bryce Mitchell, and then being able to pancake him was just insane. Bryce Mitchell's maybe the best grappler in the division. If it's not,
I don't think he is. I don't think he's the best grappler.
I think you underrated.
He's
Bryce
one of them, though.
But I think we do need to see.
I bet Volk would out grapple him.
I don't think so.
I think bet if so you're telling me
Volk is not out grappling him, but
hold on. I'm not saying that like Volk takes him down and all this, but what I am saying is this. I think Volk would beat his ass if you ended up on top. I think we could.
But I don't think he's ending up on top with Bryce Mitchell.
Do you think Mitchell's staying on top of Volk though if he takes him down?
No. I think Mitchell's better.
I think Volk could take Mitchell down.
I think he's not taking Mitchell down. No.
Mitchell's a fucking stick, bro.
No, dude, Mitchell's good. Down. Mitchell's a really good grappler. Dude. He is a very good. That's all he can do. That's all Mitchell can do. Let's be real.
Fair enough.
He's a good grappler. That's literally his only skill. But do you think Volk is pancaking him the way Ilia pancaked him though?
I mean, like, no,
Like
Volk isn't the same kind of guy, and he's not as good as Ilia in his offensive
Ilia's
wrestling.
got way better fight IQ. No, Volk is way better fight IQ.
Yeah. I was about to
But we're
say,
not talking about Volk
yeah.
and Ilia.
But I do have to say though, when I was rewatching Ilia's fights, I think I've been a little bit hard on him now. To be fair, hard on him. Pause. What I mean is, I think I've been hard on him in regards to like critiquing him, because Ilia, he's got that brute bruiser style. But man, I was this goes back to the power debate between Emmitt and Ilia. The reason why I think Ilia is getting those results where he's like putting people out is because his boxing technique's better, because he just follows through with combos. Like Ilia, like for example, Emmitt will throw 2 hooks. That's the biggest combination he'll ever throw. Ilia will throw a jab. He'll go into like a right hand, then he'll set back, then he'll throw like an uppercut, a hook to the body, and a hook up top, or a straight. And this is his go-to combo. It's like he starts with the rear hand, whether it's an uppercut or a straight. He goes into the hook, whether it's to the body or up top, and then he just follows through with the right hook. It's so beautiful. And when I was watching it, I had to like stand up to like do it myself to see like how it feels. And I was just thinking to myself, bro, if I practice this kind of combo for 5+ years and I was like built like Ilia as well, I could see how I could lay motherfuckers out with that combo, because it just feels good to throw it. And Ilia Topuria has mastered that.
He turns his body so well with it. You know what I mean? Like he just.
Yeah, I know.
But
and I think that's why he's fucking people up badly. He's got that
he does overthrow at times with that though, to be real.
Yeah. Sometimes.
You know what I mean? That's one of his flaws for sure. And I think another flaw is his kicking. He barely kicks. You know what I mean?
He could kick more. You're right, because he dropped Mitchell with a kick. He dropped him with a kick.
He barely kicks.
Or wobbled him. Not dropped him, but kind of wobbled him.
He barely kicks. I don't know what it is. That does concern me as he continues going up. I don't think it'll matter against Emmitt. You know what I mean? Emmitt himself doesn't really kick much. Like, I don't think it's going to come down to who kicks better. You know what I mean? Like, neither of them are going to like damage each other's legs. But I think as he gets like up in the rankings, as he gets older, he has to start kicking more. I do have some concerns with his fight IQ a little bit, just in terms of the striking. I think on the ground, he knows what he's doing. But I think he does fall in love with his hands a little bit too much. I think he sometimes should go back to his, I mean, I don't even know if we could say he should go back to it if he's laying people out. You know what I mean?
But I just think he needs to be a little bit more like
safe.
I think he needs to be, a little more safe, and maybe not like, I don't know, maybe not have that same eagerness. I understand that's what kind of leads to him breaking people, but you can't it depends on who the opponent is, right?
Like Yair Rodriguez,
down Mitchell, but you cannot walk down Yair.
He needs to wrestle against Yair. I think he fucks up Yair because I think he wrestles him. I think he takes him. If he takes Yair down, it's done. Like,
well, that's also the case. But one thing I do have to say is Yair's he could be dangerous. Like one thing that we're going to find out against Volk is how good Yair is on the ground, really. Because
Yair improved. Yair improved. I don't think Yair is good takedown defense. He has decent jiu-jitsu. It's just the thing though is like, Topuria is a jiu-jitsu guy. Like, you know what I mean? Yair, like, no matter how much he improves, he's never going to get to that kind of level. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, you're not going to narrow the gap. So, like, I think regardless, like, he's going to have a huge advantage over a guy like Yair on the ground. So, I think he doesn't need to kick more. He's got to be a little bit more careful on the feet. Like, like you said, maybe that helps him in certain fights, but he got wobbled real bad by Jai Herbert. Maybe that was just a one in like a 100 or million like kick, and like just like somehow that was just beautifully placed, like, and that like
perfect.
That won't happen again. But he does have some holes in the defense. Like, honestly, he does. I see it more as being a problem with kicks. I don't think it's as much as the punches. But so I'm not concerned about it with Emmitt though. Emmitt can knock him out, but I think it's just the right hand, and it's just like Ilia's gonna. I bet you he's been preparing that his whole camp. He must have, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he knows what that is. And it's still going to be hard for him to deal with it, but I think that because he's tough, and if he gets dropped, here's another thing.
It's not over. It's not over
because Emmitt doesn't really have the best ability to just tee off on you on the ground, and because Ilia is good down there and he's solid. I think he'll be safe. So if Ilia gets hurt early, I think he'll survive. And in the second round, it's like, I've seen Emmitt just rely on that KO. And if it doesn't come, he starts to fade. And Ilia is not the guy you want to fade against. But, it is a little bit worrying at this point because, as I said, you can walk down Mitchell. You can't do the same thing against a guy like
who hits
Emmitt
like
necessarily, or so maybe he'll have to change a little bit, but he still needs to be aggressive, just like Charles. Charles can't fight at range, being Mr. Yair Rodriguez. He does best when he's marching forward.
And maybe
same thing
Topuria's
with
the
Ilia.
same way. Maybe Topuria has to fight that way. You know what I mean? Like maybe
you might be right. You might be right.
But
and you know what? Maybe it would be a good idea to march down Yair because you take away those kicks if you get in boxing range.
That is true.
The danger is catching one of those to the chin, but if you can get past kicking range,
I don't think
it's different.
A guy like Topuria struggles with a guy like Yair, though, to be fair. Like I think the guys he really struggles with is like a Volkanovski. You know what I mean? I think that's like the guy like I think even with the Max, like I know Max is great takedown defense. I think Yair beats him. Topuria beats him. I mean, obviously we have to see this weekend, but I think stylistically that's a bad matchup for Max. Truly, like, I think the wrestling. I mean, I think he'd be able to take down Max. Would he? Like,
I don't know if he would try because he loves striking. That's the thing.
That would just be stupid, though. That would, but maybe he'd be the guy to break the chin. I mean, like someone's gonna do it.
That ain't happening.
But
maybe. See, wouldn't it be so much cooler to see like I'm gonna go into a rant, but Max and Ilia would be better than Max and TKZ. But to be fair, you need Volk to have new contenders. I have to say though, I don't want Volk to fight Ilia. I want him to stay clear of him.
You think you're nervous?
Yeah, dude, I am. Because if he goes out there and KOs Emmitt, like puts him out cold, and then he does that to Allen, it's like, fuck, bro. Volk is like going to be 36. He needs to retire.
What if he does that what if he puts out Emmitt, then he puts out Max?
then I'm taking a flight to Australia and I'm making sure Volk never fights again.
Because how many times do guys go their whole career without getting knocked out or knocked down? Like it barely happens, especially a guy who's taking that kind of damage. Like at some point the chin is gonna crack. It's not possible for it not to. You know what I mean? The amount of damage he's taken. He's not like John Jones who's like barely takes damage. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he takes tons of damage. It's just a matter of time before someone knocks him out. So like it's gonna happen at some point. Allen couldn't do it. Volk couldn't do it. Maybe Yair could do it. You know what I mean? Like if you look at the top 10 or whatever, I mean, if you had to pick someone that is going to knock out Max, I mean, you probably pick Yair, Topuria, honestly, So maybe that'll happen. I don't think Volk will fight him. I have a strong feeling that Volkanovski will move up after that Rodriguez fight. Yeah. I get that vibe, even if it's not to fight Islam, I think maybe even to fight for the BMF belt. Or like that, fight the winner. I don't think he gives a shit about the belt, but fight that winner, and the winner of that fight will fight Islam, And Volk wins, he rematches Islam, and then maybe he can get the win there. But I just sense that Volk has no interest being in this division after that, especially how close the last Islam fight is. You know what I mean? I think Volk's a competitive guy. I think he wants that fight back, and I think that interests him more than staying at 45.
Dude, I just can't see like. This reminds me of any kind of talk that people would have about former champions right before they lost their belt, like Tyron Woodley.
Oh, yeah.
If Tyron Woodley were to go out there and beat Kamaru, he was probably, before he beat Kamaru, before he lost to Kamaru, he was talking about maybe I'll move up, and this is what we're doing with Volk. It's like Volk had a close fight with Islam, and he's going to beat Aljo, he's going to beat Yair, and then he's going to do this, and then he's going to do that. Well, like, then he'll be 40, and he's going to be old as fuck. So like, he doesn't have that much time. And I think that
also, he
needs to retire soon, and he needs to beat Yair. And I think he's got to let the Islam fight go, because Islam is going to be
Aljo too. You got to take Aljo too.
Well, Aljo is a free win, in my opinion. I think that's a free win, and it's great legacy, but that's enough. Listen, Islam Makhachev, you lose to him again, it's probably going to be by finish. Like, you're probably going to get KO'd, and Islam's big. It's like, you're going to be, again, coming off of 2 years of training yourself back to featherweight. He needs to stop eventually, but you cannot defy Father Time. And I'm a massive Volkanovski fan. I want him to defy Father Time, but like, no other fighter has done it. And I don't think he's going to be the first. You know, he's one
Yeah.
of the best ever, but
Especially
like
in a division like that, a 45 or 55 pound.
45 or 55, it's these
Yeah.
lighter weight classes. And I really think he has 2 more wins max before he starts to, go downhill. And I honestly think someone needs to get a hold of him. He just got a sponsorship with Prime, so he's going to get some good money. I'm going to make it a mission to interview him and do what Rogan did to Schaub and tell him that it's time to quit. Straight
Dude,
up.
I think you do Yair, you do Aljo, and then you move up. Oh no, you move up or retire. At that
Yeah.
point, like if he has 2 more title defenses, like you can't take anything away from that. Like, you know what I mean? Like let him move up. Like I don't think it hurts him as much. Obviously, retiring is great because you can leave the Islam fight, which was a very close fight, and people could look back and have whatever opinion on that. You know what I mean? Because that's better to have that opinion and to never know what the rematch, like what would happen, than like getting fucked up in the rematch, just getting
Yeah.
knocked out or submitted. You know what I mean? Because I think that's likely what would happen at that point. As Volkanovski's like 36, at that point he'll be like, yeah, like 30, 37 or something. I don't know. I don't know. Like I know he's around 36, 35. Islam is still like 31. He'll be like 32, 33. So he'll still be in his prime. You know what I mean? So I think that's a bit risky. Islam may improve even by then. So, I don't know. I think he should fight Yair, beat him, and then fight Aljo if he beats Sean and then move up and then or retire. And at that point he'll have 6 title defenses at 145. And I know Aljo has more title defenses, but the competition wasn't even close to that level, and he's
Yeah.
already beaten Aljo and he's beaten Max 3 times. So like it's
Yeah. It's
just
like you may as well call it quits. He'll be, he's never going to be the GOAT. So it's like, what are you really going for? Of course,
yeah.
Volk would respond to that and say, I'm trying to be great. And, I want to beat Islam. But of course, it's like if you beat Islam, you have an argument to be like the second best fighter ever. If he beats Yair, Aljo, and then Islam and makes it definitive, that's the second best ever. I fuck GSP at that point. No, not fuck GSP. But my point is, like,
He's top
come on.
3.
No. I'm not going to sit here and say that GSP beating Bisbing and, getting a robbery win over Hendricks and beating guys like Condit. Like, come on. It's Islam Makhachev. We're talking about Max Holloway. That's just a different level.
Yeah,
You know what I
that's
mean? And it's like GSP had that Hendricks fight. Volk had the Islam fight. So I think that
but
if Volk
the
beats Islam, he's number 2.
Volk had the Holloway 2 fight. That was the his Hendricks.
Yeah, but to be fair,
But
I don't think
look,
Holloway won
that
that.
was a more clear win than GSP's.
Yeah, that
Like
was a more
in
win
terms
than the clear win than
in
GSP's.
terms of robberies, Jones and Reyes, and then GSP Hendricks
They're
was
up there.
those were the biggest in terms like the big notable fights.
Yeah.
Like we don't give a shit about Patty. Like nobody gives a shit about that fight. But in terms like championship like fights, like what I mean, like Reyes beat Jones. What's his name? What's his name again? Hendricks beat GSP. Like that, they won. Like what I mean. It was huge robbery. But I'm excited. I'm excited for Topuria this weekend. I think he's gonna win. I think he's probably gonna win in the first round. I actually think he knocks him down and he submits him. That's my prediction. I think he knocks him down and then grabs onto him and gets his neck or something, like a rear naked choke or something. I don't know. Or he could just knock him out cold, maybe, or first or second round finish. I don't think it goes past the second. And I think you made this point earlier that also Emmett doesn't hold damage well. You know what I mean? Like you see him after all of his fights, he broke his orbital bone in one of the fights, like a few fights ago. Was it the Cater fight? Maybe he broke his orbital.
I think it was the
He looked like it.
Burgos fight.
Couple
I
of
think
his
it was the
fights,
Burgos fight.
he
Yeah.
looks
He's
like
gotten bad injuries. And
yeah,
he did take a lot of damage against Cater too. A lot of bad damage.
yeah, like it's his eye, like like his eye is always shut, all that stuff. He's eating out of a
Feeding
freaking
too.
tube, like feeding tube, like yeah, I Tapir gives damage. Emmett doesn't hold damage well. Like, it's gonna be brutal, and I think Ilia may retire Emmett. I think there's a real chance that he does retire Josh.
Bro, Emmitt is 38. I just need to bring that up again. Like, how the fuck is this guy about to be Ilia? Like, I understand Ilya's not that amazing, but well, he's good. When I say he's not that amazing, I'm
He
just
hasn't
saying
proved it
defensively
yet.
he's got a lot to improve
He
on.
has holes in his game.
And Emmett's just a fraud, bro. I understand Ige's not that bad, but you basically lost to Ige, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, you can't lose.
Basically lost to Cater. And I just feel like the
Basically,
beating he took from Yair as well wasn't good for him. He took a good amount of damage there
I
too.
don't know if that affects him, but I mean, I think that also he struggles with the weight cuts a little bit. Like you see him at these weight cuts, they're brutal. Topuria makes weight. I know he fought at 55 before, but Topuria makes weight well at 45. You know, he doesn't have problems with that. So I
But
think
what if
that's
he wins? We need to talk about that. What if he
Josh
wins?
Emmett wins.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think anything really changes. I just think Topuria is
I
a
mean,
fraud.
do you think anything changes in Ilia? Because if Emmet
Oh, he's
wins,
a
it's
fraud. He's a
probably going to
fraud.
be by KO.
And he's a fraud. You know what I mean? That's just the truth.
Shit, man.
I think it's Cody Garbrandt, you know what I mean? Like with just some good jujitsu. Like that's literally what it is, if that's the case. But I don't know. I can't really see it. You know, I think this fight is set up for Ilia to just like, you know, take the scene in that featherweight division and become the next like big guy, you know, potentially. Um, I really feel like though that Volk is gonna move up after this fight. I just feel it. I don't know. I truly believe that. I think that they may do the vacate belt for with Max and what's his name? Topuria. I could see that happening. Max Topuria for the vacate belt. And if Max loses that fight, he may retire or move up. So that
Mhm.
I kind of could see that
That would
happen.
be awesome. I'd love to see that. You know,
Yeah. I
Max, if he will beat Yair, I mean, he will beat TKZ, and then a vacant belt would be awesome. You know, I could definitely see it, Max and
then
Topuria. But
Ortega, you do
to be fair,
Ortega.
I could also see Allen and Topuria
Oh,
before
fuck
that.
Allen, dude. Allen's a fraud.
A
I mean,
fraud, dude.
dude,
He didn't get. He lost to Max.
yeah, but like I know
Yair lost to Max.
yeah, all right. Well, look,
You
I think
cannot tell me that Allen didn't look good against Max in any
he
way.
looked like he looked okay. I mean, it was a 49-46 decision, so it wasn't like he looked great, you know, or anything. I just think the output is concerning with
It is concerning,
and
but
he
that's
also the
Max.
gas
You know,
tank is
most guys are not going to do that. Like, I think he would handily beat Emmett. I think he'd be way too fast for Emmett.
yeah, I agree. And I also think that he breaks his hand all the time, you know. He
But who
doesn't
do you think would win, Allen or Ige?
I mean, like, come on,
But
Allen.
Ige's not terrible. That's my point. I feel like there's
Ike's not
only a couple
terrible,
guys
but
that beat Allen, and that's Volk. That's
I think
Yair probably too.
Yair beats Emmett. No, no, sorry. I mean, of course, but
Yair beats Allen.
Yair beats Allen, I would say. I think I mean Tapir, I think beats Allen. Volk beats Allen. Max obviously beat him. I think Evluev maybe. I would probably pick Evluev to beat him too. I know he had that weird performance. I still think he could beat him. Who else is in that division? Is that those are yeah, I would probably say
Those are the guys. I mean, I think
those are the
you just
guys.
reminded me of Evloev. I basically forgot about him already, but
Tapiria's
this
better than
division
him
is
though.
so much better than it was a few years ago. Like a few years ago, it was a main event between Jeremy Stevens and Josh Emmett. Like I'm just
But
so happy that
if
those guys are
only
gone.
though that Volk, this was the case like a year ago when Volk was like a little bit more like I know Volk's still in his prime, but like you know, like he's gonna be fighting these Evluevs to Pyria like when he's like 36, you know what I mean? And it's just
To
like
be
it's
fair, though, we have seen Volk in some good matchups. You know, we saw him
yeah, but
against.
dude, like I mean, what would you rather have seen like a younger Volk right in his prime against TKZ or Allen, you know what I mean? Or like like instead of an
I
Ortega.
think he would have done the same thing
Yeah,
to.
but you know what I mean though? Like, you know,
Yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah. I
unfortunate
get
that
it.
these guys
But
are
that's kind of how it always is. We're gonna be saying the same thing about Topuria in the future. Like, you know, what about Topuria and Magomed, you know, Ukalaev or some shit like that? Like, we could have
yeah,
seen that. Like, they're gonna be all kinds of new motherfuckers.
dude.
And you know, that's what I'm kind of getting at. Before who was champion? Max was, or who was champion before Max? Aldo, I guess. Like,
Yeah,
oh, how great
Aldo
would it have been to see Connor versus Volk? You know, like Connor
or
versus
Aldo
Prime Max.
in his real prime against Volk. Like, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
exactly.
also, yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure. That's a good point. Featherweight has these guys, like they always and that they lose their
Same
prime
thing could be
pretty
said
quick.
about Habib. We all say the same thing about Habib,
Yeah.
like Habib
Habib and
Charles.
Charles, yeah. You know, I
You
actually
know,
think that Tapiria has a chance to be double champ. I think he does.
I think it's
I mean,
possible.
obviously we need to see this weekend. So like all this could like be like put to sleep after this weekend. You know, I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, you're if Tapiria gets put to sleep. But you know, I think Tiberia his style of fighting could translate in 55 too at some
Yeah.
point. But I mean, look, he's got to first become champion 45, obviously. So let's not get ahead of ourselves. But he's an amazing wrestler, great jiu-jitsu guy, and his power translates as we could tell with the Jai Herbert fight. Like that punch is putting out anybody in 55. I'm sorry. Like that
head kick.
That's what?
The head kick, or are you talking about the punch that he hit Jai Herbert?
I mean, I don't think
that's putting out a lot of guys.
Imagine Charles Oliveira got hit by that. Like he's going out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like imagine like fucking.
But if Charles hits Ilia,
yeah, that's the concern though. That's the concern, obviously. But I think he's be fine. His cardio would probably improve a little bit if he moved up. I don't know. So, but he's got to first win the belt first. Let's not like go ahead of ourselves. But yeah, no, I wanted to talk to you about this. Who do you think are the top 5 like young I don't want to say up and comers, but like the next like big guys in the UFC? You know what I mean? Like Chimaev, like those kind of guys, like those top level guys. I don't want to say like just the undefeated. They don't need to be undefeated, but like those guys.
I have a good top 5. So
yeah, let's hear it.
Does Aspinall count as a young up and comer? Because I think he does. Okay, I'd say number 1 for me right now is, I mean, I guess Pavlovich can count too, right? How old is Pavlovich?
Yeah. But I mean, Hamzat has got.
Okay, my number 1 is going to be.
You know what I mean?
Here's my top 5. Here's my top 5.
Let's hear it.
I'd say Hamzat. I'd say Shavkat. I would say Pavlovich. I would say Aspinall. And then I'm going to say Ilia and Umar. So I have 6. Ilia, Umar, Hamzat, Shavkat, and then, the heavyweights, Pavlovich and Aspinall. But, there are a couple other guys that I might sneak in there. I'm not 100% on Ian Garry. I'm not 100% on Jack Della Maddalena or these kinds of guys.
Evloev,
Or Evloev. Evloev, I'm not like sold on him yet.
Not yet.
Yeah. So
that's
my top 6.
And then you can be very. You can have a real hot take. You can say Ikram, you know what I mean? But at that,
dude, Ikram is okay, but I don't.
Not yet. Yeah.
Well, to be fair, I will say this though. I think that if Whitaker and Hamzat didn't exist, then I'd be like, yeah, this guy's going to be a champion most likely. But to be fair, after what we just saw from Jared Cannonier, you think Ikram's beating that motherfucker?
Yeah.
Dude, Jared Cannonier looked sick.
I think Ikram beats him.
Really?
I think the wrestling, dude. It's the wrestling.
Jared looked like his wrestling he got taken down, got right back up, and then he took Vettori. But Vettori's hard to take down.
Dude, based off what? Like, you know what I mean?
That's true. That's true.
Why
who has really tried to take him down?
Why does he have good takedowns? He does.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You know what I mean? No, but I think he beats Cannonier. But in terms of
I love how people say he has great take. Like,
but based off, it's like Justin Gaethje. Like, why
just because he's like a big dude that's grappled before, automatically he's got takedown defense. Like, who the fuck has tried to take him down? Gaethje too.
Like, when got taken down, he got taken. When people tried to take Gaethje down, they've taken him down.
They've taken him down.
It's not like why are these guys suddenly like Jose Aldo?
Exactly.
Robert Whitaker, you know what I mean? Like,
but I think Whitaker would fuck Ikram up, bro. I'm telling you, Whitaker mashes him.
Dude,
mashes him to bits.
We have to see though,
Dude, I don't have to see. I already know Whitaker, and I don't.
Dude, if he fucks up, dude, if he sleeps Costa right the first round, I mean, come on.
But he doesn't really sleep. He slept chinny chin Phil Hawes.
I don't know. We'll see if he puts Costa
Costa's got a chin, bro. I hope Costa. I hope he wins because, it'd be good for the UFC, even though I like Ikram at the top of the division to see more grapplers. To be fair, I just want to see Izzy lose.
Ikram fucks Izzy up, though. You know what I mean? Like, Ikram kills Izzy.
Dude, I'd love to see Izzy face but this is getting me angry because I'm thinking about Hamzat now. Like, where the fuck is he at?
Yeah,
this is annoying as hell.
Shavkat's my new boy now.
And Hamzat just called out Cannonier, I think.
Dude, Hamzat dude. He calls out.
I'd love him to fight Cannonier, though. That's a good fight.
Yeah, I think
because Cannonier could knock him out. That's possible. Come on, bro, that's possible.
Hamzat mauls him. Hamzat.
Yeah, but obviously, if he takes him down, that's what Hamzat's going to do. But the way I look at it is, what if Hamzat? What if he doesn't finish him on the ground?
When has he ever not been able to take someone down?
Well, I understand that. I'm not saying that he couldn't take Jared Cannonier down. I'm saying, what if he couldn't finish him?
He's gonna be able to. Like, come on.
I
Like,
think he would too. I'd pick him to finish him in the first round. But if he
Hamzat, dude,
did, the
I was
cardio of Cannonier is off the charts.
I was thinking like the other day, like again, I mean, we've talked about this a while, but like we're forgetting, like Hamzat, we've never seen a wrestler like this ever. Like straight up, like we've never, like who was like I was rewatching, this is how I thought about it. I was rewatching Khabib versus Barbosa. You know, Khabib dominated Barbosa, but he didn't take him down in his first try. Like Hamzat takes down everyone the first try. Like even Burns, he took him down first try. Like I don't think and like I don't think we've ever seen a wrestler like this, you know, ever. So I think we're kind of like discouraged, like being a little bit like naive, maybe, you know, being like, oh, what if you can't finish him? Like, you know, like he is
But
gonna
then the response to that would be, of
and
course. No, I agree.
85 is
I
also
agree
a
with you
really
in
bad
the fact.
division.
I agree with you that we haven't seen someone like him. But again, the question after that is, who is he finishing? Like, of course, he's beating a guy like Li Jingliang better than anyone could beat Li Jingliang. That's a fact. But like, that doesn't necessarily mean
It
that he's
translates
just
to
going
the
to be able to
top.
finish these guys at the top every single time in the first 5,
Yeah,
minutes.
yeah.
Because think about
Maybe
it.
not, but
Jared
he can
Cannonier
take
is
them
better
down.
than Kevin Holland. He's better than Li Jingliang on the ground.
He could take them down though. That's the thing. That's
Oh,
what.
he could take him down.
And then the reason he didn't try to finish Burns was because of his jujitsu, obviously. Like I don't
But
like.
Kevin Holland put up some good scrambles, and Jared Cannonier could put up a good scramble.
But I mean, dude, even Jared Cannonier, I wouldn't say he's as good as at straight jujitsu as Kevin Holland. Like straight jujitsu, I think Kevin Holland's a bit better. But obviously, it's a little bit, you know, Kevin
I
Holland's
think
more
I think
aggressive.
Kevin Holland ain't shit on the ground, to
Yeah,
be
he's a
honest. Dude,
terrible
come
wrestler.
on. He ain't
But I
shit.
mean, Gilbert Burns, I mean, that was the only guy who, like, you know, really
That's
didn't
true.
get fucked up. And I mean,
But
Gilbert
eventually he's
Burns,
gonna fight other guys that are
but who's going to
similar
be
to
have as
Burns.
good jujitsu as Gilbert
Well,
Burns?
Whitaker doesn't have the same jujitsu, but one thing for sure is Whitaker has a mad scramble. He
Oh,
makes
of
a mad
course, you know,
scramble. You know what I mean? He makes mad scrambled eggs, bro. That
dude. But
Whitaker's got the
from
best
who
breakfast for
though?
Hamzat. He's
From who
gonna serve
though?
him up with that
From who though?
scrambled egg special.
Who was he scrambled from?
Yoel, bro.
Dude, but Yoel is like it's different though. The
Yeah,
wrestling
yeah, I get it. But he scrambled from Bronson, dude. He scrambled from
of
Jacare, you know.
Brunson, dude. Come on.
Brunson's good, dude. Brunson's a
He's
good
good
grappler.
he's a good wrestler for 85. Like he's not a good wrestler. Like you
He
know,
means no, he's a good wrestler. He's a good wrestler. Come on, you
for
can't say he's not a good
85.
wrestler.
For 85. Come
Yeah,
on.
for 85. But still, Brunson.
Hamzat's good, great for any division. That's why I think like 85 is just like Hamzat runs through these guys. You know what I mean? Like like these guys are just not
We
good.
need to see how he does against Usman. If he
Not gonna
cannot
fight
finish
Usman.
Usman in the first 5 minutes, then you have to backtrack a little
He's not
bit.
gonna fight Usman. He's not gonna fight it.
You don't think he's gonna fight Usman? Who's he gonna fight?
Dude, I think he's gonna fight. I mean that, yeah, maybe Usman actually. Yeah, I think honestly, Usman.
Cannonier said he'll only fight him if it's for a title shot eliminator, and I think that'd be fine. But to be fair, as much as I love to see, Jared Cannonier after his last performance, I don't want to see him fight Izzy again. But could we just talk about this? Because maybe he would do better against Izzy if he actually took the fight to him. But he could get hurt. We know he could get hurt against Izzy. He got hurt against Vettori. But like, to be fair, he said after the Adesanya fight, his goal was to increase his output. And man, he looked great. Like,
he did look very good.
I'm hyped for his next fight. That's for sure.
That's Marvin Vettori though. Like,
yeah, but Marvin Vettori, but he like beating Marvin Vettori is different than like completely destroying him with pace. Marvin Vettori's got a good pace. He's got a good gas tank. Jared Cannonier beat the fuck out of Marvin. Like, dude, that's a top 3 most significant strikes ever in UFC fights, or top 4.
I think the thing about Cannonier that's so impressive, I mean, like when
the
he
cardio paired with the power, dude.
When he hits someone though, when he hurts somebody, like actually hurts them, they're not the same for the rest of the fight. You're not recovering. Like we saw with Brunson, when he fought Brunson, I think he landed like an elbow or something earlier in that round, a couple minutes before he finished him. But after he landed that elbow, he was just not the same fighter.
He was, he was wrong.
Like it was just different. And I think that's, even though Marvin Vettori didn't get finished, I think that ground and pound in the second round, like, changed
perfect accuracy on the ground.
That changed Vettori for the rest of the fight. Even though he didn't finish him, I think that changed him for the rest of the fight. That's something that Cannonier can do. Like if he hurts you, like he actually hurts you, you're done. Like, you know what I mean? You're gonna lose the fight.
Because he has great cardio.
Yeah, like you're
Well,
gonna lose. He just has some like this power. Like the power he has is just like it's ridiculous. Like
bro,
he
this
gets
dude could literally go on to be the next Yoel. I was saying he was going to be maybe Yoel point 0.5, but I mean, like he doesn't
he
have the
hits
same power as Yoel. But to be
different,
fair,
but he
it's
has
like
better output.
better output, and he's probably a better technical striker.
Mm.
And to be fair, it's like, dude, no one else would survive that beating. But Adesanya is not getting hit with those same shots.
No,
So,
definitely not. Definitely not.
but do you think he would do better against Adesanya? I think
Yeah,
he would
but
definitely do a
dude,
little
but
bit better, but
again,
he'd
if
leave himself open a little more.
you do leave yourself open, that's the concern. That's the risk. I mean, I would pick Izzy. Like probably by knockout if he comes in aggressive.
I think that Cannonier has proven that he's clearly the third best in that division. Like
Yeah.
Strickland's right under him, but after what he just did to Marvin, like Strickland's not doing that to Vittori. Strickland's
You
beating
think
up Vittori. Strickland beats Vittori, but I have to give it to Cannonier, bro. That was a respectable, performance. And we can sit here and say it's Vittori, but like the way he
no
beat him
one's
though is
done that to
impressive.
Vittori?
Yeah,
Nobody's done.
like no one's done that to Vittori. You know
Whitaker
what I
didn't
mean?
even do that to Vittori.
Whitaker, exactly. Whitaker couldn't do that, and you know, Whitaker didn't get hit a lot, but still, it's like what Cannonier just did deserves some respect.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I think this also says how good Strickland is. I mean, I think
Yeah,
Strickland's pretty good. I mean, I think he beats Acosta. He
yeah,
beats
I
those
agree.
guys. I think he's probably the fourth best in the division. I think he may beat Magomedov or whatever the fuck his name is.
Abus,
Like I
Abbas,
think I
yeah.
think he may
I think he'll beat him.
I think he's gonna beat him, but I think
He's been
Costa's
training with Pereira too. You saw that?
yeah, yeah, it's pretty cool. I think Ikram is gonna beat Costa though. Like I think Ikram will beat Costa, but Boost is gonna lose to what's his name? Strickland. But
Mhm.
yeah, no, I don't think I ever gave my top five but we're way past that. But I wanted to talk about speaking of like young prospects, Umar Nurmagomedov versus
Or-
Corey Sandhagen, the fight that's been talked about for the last like couple months. I'm super excited for this matchup. It's fight night main event in Nashville, and just an early prediction. I think Umar is going to win. I think
How?
I think Umar. I mean, look, I know Umar isn't the same wrestler as like a Khabib or Islam, and I know he does a lot of striking. He's a big striker. He's got really good kicks. I don't think those kicks work that well against a guy like Sandhagen. You know what I mean? But I do think it does come down to the wrestling in terms of this matchup. I know Sandhagen's improved his wrestling, but I don't think it's gonna be enough to go against a guy who's been wrestling since he was born. You know what I mean? He's been
Yeah.
around Khabib growing up. He's been around Islam, his brother Usman. Like Khabib's dad, he's been around. Like you're not gonna really beat that. He grew up in the freaking like mountains. Like it's just I don't think that I know he's improved his wrestling. I know he looked good against Cheeto, but I think Umar is going to be able to take him down and submit him within the first 3 rounds. That's my prediction. I know that I don't know when the last time Umar got a submission. Like he's way different than Islam and Khabib. I know that, but I think in terms of this matchup, I just can't see him like knocking out Sandhagen. Sandhagen's got a really good chin, or like catching him with a kick. Sandhagen's got
Yeah.
great defense, and he's really good on the feet. He's probably better. Yeah, I would say he's better than Umar on the feet. I know Umar's got ridiculous kicks. I'd say he's probably the second best kicks in that division behind Sandhagen. Um, but I still think Umar, he'll be able to take him down and submit him. But who do you have winning this matchup?
I
Your
mean,
early prediction.
I can't deny that the wrestling is definitely Umar's path to victory. Like, I don't think he's going to KO Sandhagen.
Uh,
It's possible, but Sandhagen has such a good chin, and
yeah,
I
he's
just think
great
Sandhagen's got
defense.
a really good fight IQ on the feet, and he's fought a bunch of dangerous guys, and he's gotten hurt by dangerous guys, and he's been able to survive. And also, he's got a good gas tank. He trains at altitude,
Yeah,
and the last time he beat up Cheeto, like he looked a little tired towards the end of it, but it was because he was beating Cheeto's ass. You know
yeah,
what I
he's
mean?
50,
And he showed
45.
improved grappling there too. But you know, I don't know if how many takedowns Song Yadong attempted on him. I'd have to look that up, but maybe I'll look it up right now just to check. Like, I
The
want to know
takedowns
if Song Yadong was able to take Corey Sandhagen down. Let's
looks
see,
all good
Song
in that fight.
Yadong. Corey Sandhagen stats. Let's look at this. Okay. So takedown attempts, 2 of 2. Song Yadong took Corey down twice and had a minute and 39 seconds of control time. So like that's just an example of it is possible to take Corey down. Like Aljo did it and we saw what happened there. Piotr Jan took him down, I'm pretty sure. Just didn't really do much with it, didn't try, but maybe just landed a couple of trips. I think he took him down a few times. Umar could take him down, but I'm leaning towards Corey.
Really?
Because
it's hard to bet on against these Dagestanis.
It's hard to bet against them, but the thing is, though, I think it's going to be a close fight. Like, I think Umar's legit. I just still think he's a little bit young. And, man, the bantamweight division is so stacked. Like, we saw, what's his name? Who's the guy that just fought Song Yadong? Ricky Simone. He took a big step up in competition to fight Song. Song isn't top 3. You know, he's not in the top 5 yet. He could be top 5 best guys, but nonetheless, Ricky Simone got shut down. You know what I mean? And that's not even the top 5 guy. And I think that
Ricky Simone's pretty good.
Yeah. And like, look at what Sandhagen did to Song. Now, it was a close fight for sure, but Sandhagen got the better of it. And, you know, I just think that a guy as dangerous as Song, I think he's more proven on the feet than Umar up until this point. And I think that, like, because Corey shut him down, I could see Corey shutting down the striking. And when it comes to the grappling, Corey Sandhagen, he's prepared for the past 2.5 years to make sure he doesn't get embarrassed there again. And I feel like I trust in Corey Sandhagen's ability to prepare and his IQ, because that's really the hole that was in his game. It was the submission defense. And I think that if he hasn't improved, like, then of course he'll lose, but I think he should improve. He's in his prime. Like, I'm sure he's been able to handle that. So I think he'll be fine. I think he'll win. I think he's going to get it done by decision.
So hard to bet against the Dagestanis, though.
But how are you going to bet confidently against? I know not confidently, but how are you going to bet against Sandhagen?
It's the same thing with Islam and Charles. Like, it was the same thing. They didn't fight anybody, and they went against the top guys, and they just fucked them up. You know what I mean? Like, they know what they're doing with these matchups. Like, you know,
but it's different because Islam at least proved himself against a guy like Arman with the grappling. He proved himself against, you know, Thiago. He proved himself a little bit against Hooker and Bobby. And I understand those guys aren't that great. And maybe a Bobby Green is like a similar level to a Barcelos, but he beat Barcelos. This is the bantamweight division. There are 20 guys, 25 of them that are better than Barcelos.
How he put him to sleep, though? Like,
it's great. It's great. But like, we literally have not seen this guy fight anyone that we can sit here and say, wow, that's an amazing win.
I know, but we've seen this.
Islam at least had a couple, you know, decent wins.
We've seen this before, though. Like, you know, we've seen this too many times, and it's just like.
Well, we've only seen it really, you know, I don't know. How many other times have we seen it? Like,
I mean, Khabib, right? Like, Khabib.
But the thing is, look at Hamzat. Hamzat bumps up to fight Burns. War. Like, it ain't.
Still won, though.
But Hamzat, you know, had a war. So it's like he's in for the toughest fight of his life, Umar.
Oh, I mean,
unless he subs him early, but I don't think it's gonna happen, bro.
Yeah.
You don't think that Corey Sandhagen's last 2 years he's been able to close the gap between him and a guy who can submit him?
Or maybe he could win a close decision, Umar. Maybe he wins a close decision.
Think he's gonna outstrike Sandhagen, or you think he's just gonna mix it up?
I think he's gonna beat Sandhagen. I either see it being a quick, like, first 3-round finish, or Umar by a really close decision win. You know,
dude, like, I honestly don't even like this fight that much. Just
I'm excited. I
am excited too, but I feel like Sandhagen deserves another title shot, man. Feel like,
dude, it's just like
it's kind of hard to see if he loses to this guy. It's gonna suck because
it sucks so especially because Cheeto, he just fucked Cheeto up, and Cheeto's fighting Cejudo. Like, you know what I mean? Like that.
Yeah, that's the thing is, I don't think Cejudo's getting a title shot if he beats Cheeto.
I mean, yeah.
I don't think that means that much.
If Umar wins, they're gonna give it to Umar.
Cejudo is not that big of a star if he's coming off of a loss. Let's be honest.
Who?
Cejudo coming off of a loss from Aljo, he's no longer got that.
Nobody really cares that much about
win one fight, and yeah, he was only cared about when he was going on that undefeated streak. You know what I mean? That unbeaten streak for many years.
Yeah, I think Sandhagen's getting kind of screwed over with this a little bit.
Bit.
But I mean, the UFC, it's clear they want Cheeto against Sean. That's the clear thing that they want. You know, whether it's like if they both lose, you know, you make that matchup, or if they both win, you make that matchup. Like, it's just, It's clear what the UFC is doing, and then Sandhagen's getting the worst of it. It sucks. You're right. He does deserve to get a title eliminator or just a title shot. He beat Cheeto, the guy who was knocking out everybody. Like, come on. Like,
But I do have to say it's great because this is going to be an amazing matchup, and
it's such an
also
interesting, it's such a
good matchup.
compelling fight. Such a compelling fight. Like, I'm gonna be excited for this, like a pay-per-view main event. Like, truly, like just this matchup.
I think Sandhagen is going to finish him in the first round, maybe.
No, come on. Umar?
I think he's going to chin him.
No, no, come on.
I
No.
think he's going to catch him.
If Sandhagen wins,
I'm playing. I'm just messing up, but I'm not messing around. But he could. I
mate,
think if this fight ends
has
in
that
a
ability.
finish on the feet, it's going to be Sandhagen.
Another factor though, Sandhagen destroys people's faces. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
dude.
besides Cheeto, like he gives tons of damage. And I think like Umar, like, he's never taken that, like if he cuts his eye or something, how do we know like he's gonna be able to like bounce back from that? Some people don't, right? I'm sure he could, but like, he just hasn't faced that kind of adversity at this point. So, and I don't know if you want to face the adversity against a Corey Sandhagen. You know what I mean? Like,
But if he loses, it's a good lesson. And
I mean, if he loses, there's no big deal. But I just feel like I think that we know the UFC knows what they're doing, though. I feel like they may rob a Sandhagen and give it to
they
like
could rob him.
they get and then give it to an Umar. Like, it's so I feel like they know what they're doing. Like, you know what I mean? I think if it's a close fight, they're gonna rob
Dude,
Sandhagen.
I'm gonna predict robbery, bro.
I could so see it. I could just see it.
Robbery.
By the way,
Split
you know how I
robbery.
said that I see Duplessis being winning Whitaker by robbery? I don't agree anymore.
Dude,
I
oh
think
my gosh.
Whitaker's just gonna fuck him up.
There was a documentary of a South African made, and it's like an official documentary, and they played a clip of me talking shit about Dricus, saying that the only thing he's better than Whitaker at is fighting like a drunk man. So
Dude,
Dricus knows that I've talked shit about him, which is pretty funny.
dude, Dricus is gonna get fucked up.
I think he's gonna get messed up, but I have this feeling that
they may rob him.
but no, I have just feeling he might knock Whitaker out.
No, dude,
It's not gonna. It's probably not gonna happen. But if he beats Whitaker, it's by KO. I know that.
Yeah, I mean, he could get a robbery decision. I could see that too. He's not gonna beat Whitaker though. I think Whitaker's gonna fuck him up 30-27 or even TKO him. Late maybe.
I'm picking a finish.
I think third round finish probably.
Wait, when's the last? I'm trying to think about the last couple of guys that Whitaker has messed up.
Finished Jacare.
When have we seen? I've seen Dricus get KO'd, but like, have we seen him get hurt in the UFC? He got KO'd by Roberto Soldic outside the UFC, but he also KO'd him. Have we seen him get hurt in the UFC?
Not really.
I think he got clipped by Brunson, but
he looks like he's gassed.
I don't know if Whitaker's gonna hurt him. Actually, to be fair,
I mean, Whitaker. Who was the last time he finished?
I feel like Whitaker just doesn't have that power anymore. That like I don't know. Maybe.
Dude, I mean, his last finish was 2017 against Jacare. Yeah,
Cannonier
and
Gastelum, Izzy. It's kind of hard to finish those guys,
Yeah.
But we always say it's hard to finish those guys. Maybe he just doesn't have that much power.
Yeah.
But like, to be fair, no one's really knocking Kelvin out. Like,
honestly, or Izzy
a couple times, but
or Izzy. Yeah. Till, I mean, people knocked out Till. But
true.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think Dricus is gonna win. I mean, he could maybe, but I don't.
Gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen. I think Umar will win. Again, Ikram, like, they're giving these guys these matchups that are just like, these cherry pick matchups, and I think, I think the ones who will win, they're not all gonna like win. Obviously, I think Ikram and Umar. Like, I think Strickland will be too much for Abus. Like, I think it's gonna be almost like a Mavov situation a bit, where like they really show the levels, and I think Strickland's just gonna show like levels to this division. I think he's just gonna like 49-46, like for sure. Similar to the Mavov one.
Yeah.
Some other matchups, Sergey Pavlovich. Wait, no, not Pavlovich. Sergey Spivak versus Cyril Gane. I think Spivak's gonna win that fight. You just can't keep picking Gane, like until he proves us wrong. Like, I think we can't.
But Gane's only proved me wrong once.
I mean, he
proved me wrong against Jones. He proved that he sucked.
Yeah, but he got out grappled by Francis.
But I still think there's a good argument for him winning that fight.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I mean,
to be fair, I
also
actually
Francis has
thought
one
Francis
leg.
had a good chance of winning that too. But um,
Francis
I,
had
I
one
think
leg.
that I think that listen, getting out grappled by Jones does not mean you're about to get out grappled by Spivak
But
necessarily.
Spivak has the background, like he has the Sambo
But
background.
he's also a fat heavyweight,
He is a fat heavyweight.
and Jones
He's
is the
not that
goat
fat. Yeah, he
who
is
used to
fat.
fight at
But
light heavyweight.
yeah,
And I feel like Spivak could just get his ass kicked and could catch a couple of front kicks to the body and then tire out. And then gone. I'm gonna pick gone by TKO.
you think Gon? He's gonna finish him quick then.
No, no, I think Gon's gonna beat him up. I
Really?
think
So
Gon's gonna stuff takedowns and beat him up. I think Gon's gonna do to Spivak what I thought he was gonna do to Jones.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
And I think
I
that
can't
the
trust Gon.
levels between Spivak on the ground and Jones are gonna show too. I think that Spivak, even if he does take Gon down, he's not just gonna finish him.
I think, dude, I just can't trust Gon. It's so
This is
hard
the
to
last
trust.
time I'm picking him if he loses, by the
I
way.
gotta
But
take Spivak. I'm gonna take Spivak.
I see a lot of
First
people
knock,
confident in Spivak. I'm
submission
just gonna sit here
first
and say,
round.
dude, beating Derek Lewis,
But
like,
who did Gon beat? Derek Lewis.
yeah, I was just,
And,
you
Ty
know, but but the thing is, though, Gon beat Rosenstrike and Volkov too.
decision. He decisioned Rosenstrike.
True, but
What
like, Rosenstrike's got a big
if
head.
Gon is just not that good? Like, what if that's just the truth? Like, Gon is
Nah,
just.
Gon's good. Come on, you can't sit here and say he's not that
But what
good.
if
Like
he's not? I mean, like,
he fucked up Tai Tuivasa bad.
but that's tied to it, dude. Heavyweights are just trash.
Yeah, but Spivak is one of them. You know
But
what I mean?
Spivak, I mean, dude,
Spivak is probably
he
trash
could be
too.
like a Curtis Blades who just like can't, who like is apparently this great wrestler and then just like is nowhere to be found. Like,
I don't think that I don't bank on a one-dimensional heavyweight beating Gon unless it's like Jilton Almeida.
do you think Jilton Almeida beats
Gon?
Sir Blades?
Yeah.
You think he beats? You think he submits him?
I think he subs him in the first.
Dude, that's could be a tough matchup for
I think he subs
Almeida.
him in the first.
It's either gonna be Almeida just fucking him up, submitting him, or him just getting fucked up.
Dude, Almeida's got hands. I'm telling you.
No, he doesn't. Come on.
He does.
Based off
He
what?
does. Based on the fact that he has a boxing background, bro. And I've seen him
What
shadow box. It looks slick.
what boxing background? He doesn't have a real boxing background.
Almeida's got some hands, man. I'm telling you,
No, he
bro. He's
doesn't.
been hiding it. He's been hiding it. He's
No.
no. He actually does have a boxing background. Boxing that he comes from a family of boxers. That was his first martial art. I'm telling you, man. I've seen him throw a punch. It looked slick, dude. Looks slick.
Bro, if he can't fuck Blades up early, he's fucked.
Listen, I just feel like Blades is gonna poop his pants.
Yeah, but Blades wins these like matchups against these kind of guys. I mean, I know there's never
This
been
is not of these kind of guys. This is no type. This is a shredded beast in Jilton Almeida that's gonna run across the octagon and try to. Dude, if Jilton gets him down, Blades is in trouble.
Done.
He's a
Jilton
fat heavyweight,
other than Tuivasa. No. Other than Aspinall, it's done. That's the only guy who I'm like, all right, he could maybe like scramble a little bit with Almeida, but even so, I don't know if he could. Like Aspinall, like I mean, again, he is a heavyweight still. Like I think Aspinall may be the best heavyweight, but he's still a heavyweight. So Almeida is just a shredded like 220-pound guy. Like it's just like So I don't know, but I
think Almeida's going to come in heavier. I feel like he weighed in at 230 maybe last time. I could see him bumping up, like just coming in a little heavier.
235. He's got to just continue blowing. Like he's got to.
Dude, he could pack on up. He can go up to 240. He's lean.
He's got to keep, building muscle, Almeida, and I think he will.
You think he's on the sauce?
Oh, dude, come on, for sure.
Yeah,
I actually was thinking. I think more fighters than we think are on the sauce. Like I think a lot of because you see these guys, even after the weigh-ins. Like I mean, them like being at this low body fat and still like having these cap delts, all this stuff, and they're not lifting weights the way that bodybuilders are, and they're still had that kind of muscle. Like there's no way that all these guys are genetic freaks in terms of like physique. Like they're just not. It's not possible. They're not all genetic freaks. Like that's just.
But to be fair, the guys that we see are like they're the guys at the top of the sport. Maybe the genetic freaks tend to be at the top of the sport.
But what? But they don't lift like it's not like it's different than bodybuilding.
Like a guy like Volk, for example.
He's on a ton of shit.
Could be on some EPO, but like He
I
could
mean, I don't
also just
discredit him for it
also
because
just
I
be
think
champ
everyone.
because of his build. Like Volkanovski is, but like I just want to make it clear, just because you're on the sauce does not mean that you're not a genetic freak as
I
well.
mean, yeah, of
Volk
course.
is a freak, not is a genetic freak. Just
Yeah.
has to be. You can't be like
No,
fighting
you're
like
not going to
Volkanovski and
become
not be
champ
a
because you're taking roids. Like that's just not how it works.
yeah. That's what
I
I
think a
mean.
lot of people are also taking them, so it kind of doesn't even like make much of an improvement for you, you know. But I think
There are
more
definitely some
guys.
guys that are without a doubt
I
natural.
think more guys are on steroids than we think, though. That I truly
Probably.
think that because it's hard for me to believe again that from this style of training they do, you know, the terrible like cutting diet, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All that kind of stuff, and you know, not being able to like put on muscle the same way. Them all like most of these guys having just these ridiculous physiques. Not most of them, but a lot of them having these really good physiques, being filled out, cap delts at this low body fat, which is just
Yeah.
like why are these guys like all in like the 1 percentile for physiques? Like if that's not even their sport,
Yep.
like you know. So I think a lot of these guys are on roids, like. You know, like you think guys like Usman, like for sure. You know, I know he doesn't have a great physique, but like you know, he's freaky. You know, like it's freaky. Gelton Almeida, freaky physique. Like Romero, 46 years old, like looks like he's fucking like
It's got to be on something.
dude. You know like do you think I saw more plates more dates said that he doesn't know if Yoel took shit.
I mean, like I think what his point was that because Yoel looked so good when he was wrestling in the Olympics in the 90s and the early 2000s, and because his physique hasn't changed that much, he could be natty. And that's a decent point. But, you know, I understand it because think about it like this. If you're on gear from the age of 18 or like 16 to you're 46, you know, where Yoel is now, usually there are some issues and complications. Like, you know what I mean? Usually your body tends to, you know,
Bad side
burn
effect.
out after a while. But if you have amazing genetics like Yoel and you take sauce, maybe you don't burn out because your genetics are amazing and you're a good responder. So it's possible that it could be the other way around. I'm just going to sit here and say this. Just based on the way he looks, he could be natty. Just based on the way he looks alone, could be
I
natty.
the thing is
Not. But here's the thing that makes it sketchy. It's because he is an athlete that has to have amazing endurance, good cardio.
really.
He's fighting. You know, he's doing like wrestling. He's doing running. Like it's hard to maintain that kind of muscle when you're that kind of athlete. But just the physique is attainable naturally if you are a freak. Like if you're gonna sit here and tell me that no one on this planet could ever look like that naturally, then you're just not aware of what kind of people there are out here. There are people that have amazing genetics, and then there are people that are like Yoel Romero that have better genetics than the people with amazing genetics. And
Yeah.
Yoel is one of them. Most
I
likely.
think the thing about the Yoel thing is like I know that he hasn't changed much, and that is an argument. But the fact that he's been making 185 for so long and he's looked the same, like I feel like if you were natural, you would start losing a bit muscle. If you know what I mean? Like over time, like having to continue making that exact weight without improving. So like you're gonna naturally start losing a bit of muscle, you know, and looking a bit worse. And he didn't look worse. If you know what I mean. It's like I think that's another like way to look at it, which more plates, more dates didn't think of because like, yeah, I mean, you know, like the longer you cut, the worse you look. That it's just a fact, you know. And I think like over years of just staying at weight, you can't really maintain that exact size. It's very hard to maintain that exact size. Is what I
Dude, we
mean.
need to look up photos of Jilton from back in the day. I want to see like what he looked like because I'm telling you, I don't think he's always been this big.
Gelton
Jilton
Almeida.
Almeida before UFC, dude.
I
I
also
understand that he.
saw
Yeah,
the Mario Rios. Did you see the
I
his
saw
response
that. Yeah,
video?
yeah.
The thing he said about Sage,
I
he does have
disagree.
a so he thinks of we'll talk about it after, but
I
Gelton
think that Sage has an amazing physique. He said he
he,
looked too bodybuilder-esque. Listen, I understand that Sage has like the cartoonish features, and some people might not like that because it looks too perfect. But for me, I think because it looks perfect, it looks great. And you
Mhm.
know, in my opinion, I think Sage's legs, you know, just based from bodybuilding perspective, I don't necessarily think that's the best possible look to have massive legs, but the guy has, in my opinion, the best physique if you're judging it through a
all around.
just perfect. Yeah,
His
everything
bicep
is
peaks are
ideal.
ridiculous. His bicep.
Here's a photo of Jilton Almeida that I just found. He is skinny as fuck back in the day, but like,
How long ago was it?
this is Jilton Almeida versus Danilo Marquez. If you look up Jilton Almeida versus Danilo, Danilo,
Oh, I got it.
yeah, you'll see him in a white t-shirt and he looks super skinny.
White t-shirt. I see him I see him in there. Like it looks big.
Oh, it looks like he's in the cage. Then Marquez, let's
He still
see.
looks big. He still looks big.
Yeah, okay, but I found a specific one of him way back in the day that has nothing to do with the Dilo Marcus one, but it like for some reason that's the name of the headline, and they just used a photo of
I looked up
Jilton.
Jilton Almeida young.
Yeah. MMA core, MMA
Oh,
core.
I
You
see
see it,
another. I mean that's not the one. Yeah, I don't see it.
bro? Maybe this guy like maybe he was just made in
He
Hawaii.
also has acne too. Like
Yeah, dude, he's
it's weird to have acne when you're in your 30s. You know what I mean? Like it's just
yeah, dude. Look at his face, bro.
a little
And
strange.
also, how old is he? He's young too, and he looks like he's old.
That is another factor of steroids.
Jilton Almeida, 31. I mean, like, bro, this guy looks like he's in his 40s.
It's the acne that's
Dude,
very.
yeah, he's got to be on some sauce.
The
He
acne is
has to be on
strange.
sauce.
I mean, I know that they have mats in these gyms, and maybe that causes some acne.
Yeah, but dude, he
Like,
looks like he's sauced
yeah.
up, man. Look at wait. Let's look at his head from that younger picture. Yeah, dude, he's on the sauce. I'm telling you, he's got to be. His head is so much
Do you
bigger.
see that guy from this weekend who fought Sarukian?
Yeah, he's probably on it.
He's on the sauce. Did they
But
just
look up Jilton Almeida MMA core.
Shelton Almeida.
You see the photo of him in the white shirt
Oh,
with
dude,
the
he
hat?
was skinny.
Yeah, man.
Oh, I mean, dude, he's definitely on sauce. Like, yeah.
I mean, like, I understand you could be skinny and then put on a lot of muscle, but
but
like,
not like
I'm
you
looking
don't.
at his head specifically. And I'm
Yeah,
sure he was young there, but his head was so much smaller
but you don't like put that kind of muscle on in such a short period of time while doing the kind of
naturally.
thing he does.
Dude,
Too.
he's on something without
Oh,
a doubt.
what is with these Brazilians looking like they're like sauced out of their mind and like it's
Yeah.
crazy. Like Almeida, the guy from this weekend, Costa, like
Charles could be on something.
Charles, maybe. Yeah, who knows?
He
Charles
just got
is
his
a
USADA
physique.
jacket too.
What?
He just got his
He got the
USADA jacket
USADA.
too.
Remember when Francis got
death.
the USADA jacket?
I think Francis could be natural, but he's like an MMA fighter. You never know.
Yeah, you never know. But
Listen, some of these guys could be natty. I just know Jilton Almeida is not. Okay,
dude,
I'm just gonna say that like 99.9% sure he's not.
Yeah, Leon could be maybe. Leon's physique looks very attainable. You think his physique is really the best? Because
It's one of them. It's one of them, but
it's good.
Do you think who
small.
here?
I think he's just a bit small.
Do you think Costa has a better physique?
Costa's such short arms, though. You know,
Yeah.
If he had a little bit better,
But
like,
I think Leon, if you were to see him in person, because he's
look
really
a bit
lean, he would
bigger.
still look impressive.
Yeah, I would say probably still Leon, but he is a bit small though. You know, he is a bit small. Like he doesn't have that much
Not
muscle.
that small. He's what, like 6'2"?
200 probably.
Yeah, he probably looks great at 185 because he cuts to 170, but he probably looks really lean at 185.
180.
So
But
that ain't that small.
That's not that big. That's not that big at all.
It depends on what you're looking for. If you want to have like a massive physique,
But again, it's
like
not
really
everyone
lean
wants the
people,
bodybuilding, you know, like
that's what I'm saying. Like I think the best look is the more athletic kind of look.
the Mario Rios.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but and I don't know. I wanted to talk about this matchup too, which is completely separate. But Ian Garry versus Geof Neal. I saw that you said some stuff about the matchup that you wouldn't be surprised if Ian Garry wins. And I agree with you. I think Ian Garry for sure has a chance to win. It's just like Geof Neal, like not that many people avoid that those big shots, you know, and it's hard for me to. It may be a little bit too soon, in my opinion. Maybe not a little too soon.
Wonder Boy did a good job.
Maybe a tough matchup. I don't know if Geof Neal's the guy you want to, you know, introduce someone like Ian Garry into the top 10 with.
Bro, I honestly wouldn't mind seeing Geof Neal get a classic, you know, hype train derailing KO over Ian Garry. I just think that I just think Ian Garry is going to go in there with like a really, really smart approach, and he's going to fight at range. And I think his cardio is pretty solid, and I trust in his ability to be able to
Leg kick.
reel himself back, because he's not a fool, and his team is going to make him fully aware that, listen, this is a massive step up in competition. You cannot fight this guy the way you've been fighting other people. And I think he's going to just output Geoff Neal at range. And Geoff Neal struggles with guys that are fighting at range like that. Dude, the guy couldn't really land good shots on Magny. Like that's not a good sign. Now, don't get me wrong. Geoff Neal's improved. He's still in his prime, and like, he's probably the best he's ever been.
Maybe
but
not.
I just think Ian Garry has like the style to be able to mitigate the risk, is all I'm saying. I think he's got the style. And I feel like if you can mitigate the risk of Geoff Neal,
you will beat
then you could win. You know what I mean? I don't think that a guy like, for example, Jack Della Maddalena, I think he has a worse chance of beating Geoff Neal just based on the fact that Geoff Neal's going to be able to tag him. And it's like a very 50-50 fight. And I also think that Geoff Neal is more experienced. I'm trying to think of another guy that's like really solid. Shavkat is going to get hit more than Ian Garry, just based on
Gary's in and out a bit more. Yeah.
In and out a bit more. So I think that Ian Garry is going to be able to like mitigate the risk. I think he's going to get a decision win.
Maybe. And if it's close, they're going to for sure give it to Ian.
Ian's a big welterweight too. I mean, he's not got a lot of
muscle. He doesn't have that
long
of a reach though. He doesn't have that long of a reach. He doesn't have a long reach though. He's got a
74-inch reach, but he makes it work.
Yeah, I mean, he could win. I think the UFC, again, they know what they're doing with these matchups.
Yeah.
Like they're smart with this kind of stuff. And
they wouldn't have given Ian Garry Shavkat.
Yeah.
And they train together too, which is another good sign. Shavkat Rachmanov trains with Ian.
He knows something, like
But I'd be happy for either guy. I'd be happy for either guy if they win.
I like Ian Garry. I think he's decent. I like him as like a guy and like moving up. I mean, I don't think he'll ever be champ, but
what do you think about him taking his wife's husband's last name? And the craziest thing is, because I watched that Rigo tier list.
Oh, I watched all. Dude, I watched all. The Sean O'Malley one today. Did you watch?
Bro. Oh my gosh. But like, dude, I didn't know he was like working with his ex-wife's husband.
Who was it, a nutritionist or something?
That's the wild part.
Dude,
that's so crazy, dude. That's wild, bro. What the fuck?
Dude, these fighters are weird, dude. Like they're weird. Like, bro. Yeah, no, but Ian Garry, I like him. I think he's interesting. I mean, I don't think he'll ever be champ. Definitely not with his style, but who knows? Maybe his grappling is a bit better than he hasn't really gotten tested, so we really don't know. But maybe he does have decent grappling, especially training with Shavkat. But we don't like. There's not that many people who are this good strikers who can really grapple too. So it's kind of hard to believe. But it's funny because we were talking about like JDM against what's his name, Geoff Neal last week, and then we didn't really think. I don't know if we said anything about Ian Garry against Geoff Neal potentially, which is funny, because I thought we were thinking like maybe Neil Magny, someone like that. But it's kind of interesting that he took this step up this much.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for it. I think it'll be interesting. And again, like I'm with you. I think either one, whoever wins is going to be good, because Geoff Neal is either going to knock him out cold and derail the hype train, which is always fun to see, or Geoff Neal or Ian Garry will win probably like a decision or something. Maybe finish him. Who knows? Probably not.
We could also see, like we could maybe see a Geoff Neal decision. Maybe just
that's going to be tough though, because if it's close, they're going to give it to Ian Garry regardless.
But my point is, it might not be a close decision. Like Geoff Neal could rock him, and could have him hurt. And
I think it's going to either
Garry could tough it out.
In my opinion, it's either going to be a Geoff Neal,
most likely,
or Ian Garry decision. Like I think that's one of the two things. That card is like, other than the Weidman retirement fight, it's a decent card. It's coming looking real decent. I don't know why.
I like the Weidman retirement fight too, because I think that'll be a finish. Now, listen, some people would take this the wrong way. Like, bro, sometimes it's okay to want to see someone get finished. And I don't want Weidman to get finished, but like it's gonna happen. And it's like what do you expect? You know, some of these,
He just
like,
wants
for
to show
example,
that he can return. That's all he's trying to do. He wants to show
yeah,
that he
yeah.
can return from that injury.
It's not happening, dude. He's not going to win. And it's
He's like,
different than Yair and Max because like Max is going to put like 800 strikes on I'm sorry,
also
TKZ.
five
Max is going
round
to put like
fight.
800 strikes on TKZ,
Mhm.
whereas Weidman's going to get hit once and like probably go down and
Yeah.
that's it.
Or
So
yeah. It'll
I'm
be
going to go with Brad Tavares, even
yeah.
though
I think Brad
he just got
Tavares.
KO'd by Bruno Silva.
Yeah, so maybe his chin. No, but
Yeah, but Weidman's old as fuck.
Weidman's been out for too long. He's super old in general. Yeah. Oh wait, who else is on that card? I want to look at that card for a second. That looks like that's a really good card. Tavares, Jeff Neal, Cody Garbrandt versus Mario Batista. That's gonna be an interesting fight. I mean, I think Batista is maybe gonna win. Also, do you know if they released the Umar Nurmagomedov Sandhagen odds?
No, I don't know.
That's what I've been curious about. The Umar,
I bet Sandhagen's a favorite.
you think so?
Slight. It's probably like minus 120 to, plus 100.
I want to
Very
see.
close, I'd
Do you
imagine.
also see that? Oh, Umar's the favorite. Minus 215.
That's
They know
wild.
something. They know something.
They don't know shit, bro.
They know something. Dude, you
Dude,
know who I
dude,
want?
he's not gonna win. He's not gonna win.
We should have bet on Sean O'Malley when he fought Peter Yan. We should have known
What were
that
the odds?
he was like a huge underdog. It was
Huge
like minus,
underdog?
yeah, it was like minus 400 Yan.
Damn, dude.
We
But
should
like
have.
the listen, I think that those odds are only great when it's like Ian Garry. Look at Garry and Neal.
Dude, he's gonna be the favorite Garry.
No, he's not.
You don't think?
No.
Odds. I don't think they released it.
Maybe it's not a big enough fight for them to have it early.
Yeah. Oh, they don't have it yet. But yeah, no, they don't have it. But another matchup, I think. Wait, who is a good? You think there's some value in Also, by the way, Jalen Turner is minus 200 now. I'm still gonna bet that. I'm
I'm
for
betting
sure.
that. Dude,
I'm putting the house on that. I'm
yeah, put
put
the house, bro. Fuck
putting
200, fuck a couple hundred, bro. Put a house.
yeah, put the house on. Put the
No,
house.
wait, but you can't though because Jalen Turner could literally like have his shin break in half like Weidman and Silva. So
Dude, that
that's
is
always a chance. Never actually bet the house,
Spivak.
guys.
I want to see if there's Gone versus Spivak odds. Who do you
Bro,
think's the
imagine how fun it would be to bet the house, or maybe how no, not fun. How stressful it would be to bet the house.
would be brutal?
Imagine you bet the house on Amanda Nunes and Pena.
Dude, that's just
You were just
stupid
so
though with those
confident that you
odds.
were gonna get paid.
With odds like that, you just can't. You know
Yeah,
what I
you
mean?
just can't, bro.
Gone is the favorite. Is a 2-1 favorite against Spivak, by the way.
I'm not betting on Gone in that one.
I feel like UFC. There's just like there's some really good.
Yeah, let's hear some more odds, man. What
Another
about Volk and Yair?
Volk is a minus 400.
Oh, I'd bet on Yair.
Dude, no,
I'd take those odds.
minus 460.
Bro, if I were you and you're gonna put money on it, put a couple bucks on Yair.
I want to know what you
Put some money on Yair, bro.
I want to
wouldn't
know
mind putting 20 on him.
JDM for Sean Brady. I want to know those.
Bro,
odds.
wait. I'm putting 50 on Yair, homie. I'm putting 50.
Wow, you want to be
If Volk
happy?
beats him, it's gonna be worth losing 50.
That's
I'm putting 50 on Yair.
what I did with Charles and Ben Yo, and it was a great feeling. You know,
Yeah.
because there's just no nerves at all.
There you go, bro. I'm gonna throw 50
That's the
on
way to
Yair.
bet. That's
Wait. So how much would I make if I put 50 on him?
You would probably. I mean, 50. I mean, you'd make like close to 200,
I don't mind that.
maybe 200. Or, yeah, around. Yeah, which is really good. I don't know. I mean, I can't believe. I mean, I could believe we picked Benil against Charles. But remember a few weeks ago when I said, I was like, maybe Benil is not that special.
I was thinking the same thing a couple weeks before the fight too, and I was like, now Benil's gonna kick his ass.
But then I was like, yeah, but Charles is taking so much damage, all that stuff, and like,
yeah.
You know.
Because,
by the
bro,
way,
rewatching these fights, you could see a way in which Benil beats his ass. You know?
Oh, of course. Like,
yeah, dude.
Yeah,
He got better. He got better.
I mean, I don't know if Charles got. I mean,
he got better, bro. He definitely got better.
I think Islam's still gonna fuck him up, like straight up. Like now that we're like a few weeks ago, like that's passed by. It's been a few weeks to digest. I think Islam's still gonna fuck him up. By the way, like
We'll
I
see.
probably.
I think Charles is gonna win.
No, come
I
on.
think he's gonna KO Islam. Yeah, I
No, dude,
actually do. No, I actually think he's gonna
he's
beat
not
him.
gonna beat him, bro.
I
He's
think
not.
he is, but I'm gonna pick Islam. I think
You want to curse Islam?
what I mean by that is my brain tells me Islam wins, and I think there's more reasons to pick Islam, so I'll pick Islam because there's more
Yeah.
reasons for it. But I have a feeling that Charles is gonna win. That's what I mean. So I'm not gonna pick based on a feeling. I'm gonna pick on who I really think is gonna win. But I have a feeling that Charles wins.
He could. He definitely could. It's so hard to bet against Islam right now.
Yeah, it's really tough to
Also,
bet against him.
Sarukian. We got to talk about Sarukian for a
Yeah.
second before we head out. Sarukian, like I know, like Joaquim Silva is tough. He's tough. He was definitely on roids. It's just I'm not seeing much on that striking. I'm not seeing much on Arman striking.
Yeah.
Like I know he's got good kicks. He's got really good kicks. His hands are not that good and not much power, and his defense I think is a little bit concerning. Like I don't think he really moves his head much. Or maybe does, but he just does it a little bit wrong. Like something's weird with his striking defense. I don't know if that's just what I saw.
No, before he got rocked, I was saying like, dude, he's gonna get hurt. Like he's
His
very
striking is weird. It's just something's weird with his striking, and
I think you know what it is. He just still seems like he's too jittery. Like he does everything way too fast. And I understand speed kills in fights and speed is good, but I feel like he's like almost just rushing everything that he does. And that's why I think he's open on the feet, because he rushes it. You need to think sometimes before you throw. You need to think before you set something up. You know what I mean? And I think Arman's offense looked good overall, because let's be real, like he was fucking walking him up on the feet for the most part. He was hurting him with those, well, maybe not hurting him, but he was hitting him with those body shots. Arman's kicks are wicked. And,
wrestling's
sure, he
amazing.
didn't finish this guy early, but
His
still
wrestling's
finished him
amazing.
to the point to where it was a late stoppage. Like, he finished him. I don't think it was that bad. And it was also a late replacement, because it would have been Moicano. And this dude that he was fighting, is probably decent on the ground. He's hard to maneuver because he's big and he's strong. And I think Arman's going to look better in his next one.
Yeah. I also think Arman is the second best wrestler in that division.
I don't know, man.
Him or Dariush, like just in terms of just straight wrestling, I think he's spectacular. Like, I mean, I rewatched an Islam fight. It was on 3 weeks' notice. So Arman was 22, first UFC fight. I know Islam won like every round, but that was impressive though. Like he looked decent against Islam on the ground at 22, 3 weeks' notice, first UFC fight. Like I think him and Islam, I don't think Islam fucks him up on the ground by any means.
No,
I think Islam, I don't know if Islam is even going to really take him down. Maybe he'll take him down once or twice, but I don't know if Islam will have real success against Arman on the ground at this point.
I don't think he would.
Yeah. But I mean, it's going to be him versus Dariush, and I think that is a tough matchup for Arman. Like I truly believe that's a tough matchup because, I don't know if you're really going to do much to Dariush on the ground. Like I don't know if like
I'd pick Dariush.
And then on the feet, Dariush is way better. Like at least with his hands are way better. Obviously, his kicks aren't. Dariush is decent body kicks, but I think Arman's kicks are way better.
I think the difference would just be the boxing. That's the issue with Arman is I feel like his boxing is still, it's not there yet. It looked okay. It looked a little bit better, like just speed wise, but again, he's too jittery on the feet.
Yeah,
I think he needs to slow things down a bit.
I think he beats Gaethje though. I think he beats Gaethje in a Poirier. I think he beats a Chandler. I think he beats a Chandler too. I mean, maybe
I'd love to see him fight Chandler. He called him out. He called him out.
I mean, McGregor. That McGregor's. I don't even know what's going on there. But it seems like that fight is not even going to happen.
McGregor's snorting lines.
Dude, I can't pick him to win in his future fight. I can't. With all this stuff, like I'm not going to be picking him in his next fight if it happens. Like if he does fight Chandler, I'm picking Chandler. I've decided. I can't pick McGregor. You can't pick him seeing him doing all this stuff. Like
dude, he's done.
He's done. He's not going to be good. I mean, I hope I'm wrong. I really
honestly at this point I don't even care. He's a different guy. Like he's not the same person. Like the
He's
Conor that I wanted to root for was the Conor that wanted to win. If he doesn't want to win, why do I root for him? Like,
Yeah,
why
I
am I
mean,
going to
like
root for this dude if he's just a piece of shit nowadays? And
he's
like, I'm not
literally
going to
like
judge him too hard. I'm just saying I'd rather root for Chandler. Like, there's nothing wrong with. Listen, I'm not. I'm not going to judge Connor that harshly, but at the same time, it's like I also don't need to root for him, and I'm going to root for Chandler at this
oh
point.
shit. But I mean, if Connor does
I
win,
hope Chandler beats
but if
him.
Connor does win, it's huge for the UFC.
Yeah, of course. I would
You
like
know,
Connor to win. I'd like him to win, but I'll
I
root for
can't pick
Chandler.
him to win though. I can't pick him to win at this point. You
Yeah.
can't. You just can't. He's not
As I'm
doing.
saying, dog. You
You're
can't
you're
pick.
right. You're right. He's not doing anything. Like he's like, look, this is the thing. Maybe he is training. Maybe he is like doing the stuff behind the scenes and like, he's training everywhere he goes. But when he's going to these games, like you don't think he's drinking? You don't think he's like eating some garbage? Like for sure he is. You know what I mean? Like when he's at these clubs, you don't think he's drinking? Like, of course he's like eating this like it's more than just like getting in those training sessions, it's the sleep,
Yeah.
it's not the drinking, it's to not drink, like it's to eat healthy. Like, I don't believe that McGregor is doing all that. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't believe it. Like, I
No.
don't believe it. There's just no way.
By the
And
way, Vittori just posted on his Instagram. He posted a photo, obviously, of himself like this. And the caption is, "A lion remains a lion. Spirit was never broken. I'll be back stronger. I promise you that." I just want to mention this, dude. Shout out to Vittori. Like, I respect the fact that he's putting his health on the line to entertain us and to try to accomplish his dream. But I just don't know if he's not going to be a champ.
so you think he should just retire and become people should just
No,
observe
no, no. I don't think he should retire. I
like
mean,
they
like,
should
dude, he could still get better. But like, I think he needs a long time off. I think he needs like legitimately over a year. Like, I don't want to see Vittori in the cage for a year. I'm telling you, he's still young. I'm not saying stop training. Like, he can still train in the same places. He could still stay active in the gym, but he needs to improve. Vittori sucks. He sucks compared to these top guys. Straight up,
yeah.
bro.
I
He
he
needs
also
to
I
get
also
better. It's like there's nothing he can do to beat Whitaker, Cannonier, Strickland probably, and Adesanya, and especially a guy like Hamza. Like, he's
or
not beating
Ikram or those guys,
he's not
yeah.
beating these guys. He needs to get better, and he can get better.
But
He's human.
maybe
He
he
can get
can't
better.
though. Maybe he can't. Like
No, he
maybe
could get better, man. I'm telling you, he could definitely get better. He could work on his grappling hardcore for the next year.
maybe he's
Work
just
on
too
his
stupid
striking
though.
too, and he could come back better. If
Maybe he's
all
also
he does is train to get better, to skill build, because again, sometimes in training camp you're focusing on your specific opponent and you're not skill building necessarily. You're just focusing to refine and to tune things. But he needs to skill build because he's lacking skill.
yeah, but I also think he's got really bad fight IQ, and like you can
That
have
can
all
get
this
better if he freaking figures it out.
tough though. I mean, like look at Michael Chandler. He's got all the skill in the world, and still has the worst fight IQ ever.
I
Like
mean, I wouldn't say all the skill in the world, but
no, but he's a very skilled
yeah,
guy.
yeah.
He's a very
Listen, Vittori
talented,
has the
most
most
rounded
well-rounded game
dude.
in the
Honestly,
UFC.
bro, I think if Vittori didn't have this chin, like he wouldn't even be top 15.
No, he would not.
No, like when I was watching that fight, that's literally what I was thinking. Before that fight, even like his last like against Costa, like Whitaker, like I was thinking like this guy, if he didn't have his chin, he would have gotten knocked out by Whitaker
Yeah,
in the first
100%.
round. He
And
would have gotten
he
knocked out
even
by
took big
Costa.
shots from Kevin Holland. Kevin Holland landed big shots on him, and
Yeah,
no
like
wonder he
dude,
didn't
it's just
put him
like
down.
he blocks like it's these like the head kicks from Whitaker, like dude, like even like Costa. I think Costa
And Cannonier tagging him right on the button multiple
dude, like
times.
if
Like,
this
how do you
guy didn't
take
have
that?
the chin, if he had an average chin, he
He'd
wouldn't be
be
top 15, which is that division sucks. So like I don't know if he can skill build. Like I don't know if this guy like he may just be like you know just have to just continue doing this and like losing to the top guys and maybe beating these bums and just being super tough like because like I don't know if he'll ever be anything more than he is because he hasn't.
yeah.
What improvements has he shown in the last couple of years? He hasn't shown anything. You know what I mean?
He's added a leg kick. That's it.
Dude, but and I also don't believe that
He's
like
gotten even tougher, bro. He's
with
gotten tougher.
I just don't see him at 29 who've taken. I know 29 is young still, but he's taken so much damage already. Like I can't
Dude,
believe. Like I
I think he needs. I think he should retire. Maybe.
no. I think they should. He should go into like just be a scientific like like they should use him for
Yeah.
science and just observe that chin. Like because like that like he can make money from that. Like it's
Yeah.
just
Yeah, dude.
dude. This guy is like
Be an
I
experiment,
couldn't
bro.
believe what I was watching. Like I could not.
Same, dude. I literally could not
The
believe it.
ground and pound is where I was just like, dude, like
I
are
thought
you
Cannonier was going to finish him
yeah, I thought the
100%.
ground and pound 100%. Like, yeah,
He
that
just,
was
yeah, man.
something like I've never seen before. And that like Cannonier, I mean, I don't want to take away from his performance, like like he was unbelievable. But I mean, it's like it's just but like who would have thought
Vittori is so bad that
but
we're sitting here
but
talking about his
who
toughness.
would have thought that Cannonier was gonna do that to Vittori?
Yeah,
Like
no one would have expected.
we picked Cannonier. Like we
But I
picked
thought it was going to be a boring
but
decision, you know?
who like if you told me that Jared Cannonier at 39 years old put on the most ridiculous pace we've ever seen. Like if you told me this a few weeks ago, I'd be like, "You're fucking like what? Like
This ain't going to
that's
happen.
like no way. Like I'm like that's just the most like that's like it's the most random thing ever. Like how the fuck did that happen? Like you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that was the
Shout
weirdest.
out to Vittori's chin, dude.
But I mean the cardio too
And
though.
and also how bad Vittori is. Remember, he just can't change and make adjustments, and that's
Yeah.
why he was just there all night. He couldn't do
But
anything
I mean,
different,
Cannonier, it's the difference between that and the Max fight is like Max is like not throwing all into these strikes.
and he
He's
doesn't have
not.
heavy hands. Yeah,
Cannonier is throwing everything into these strikes. All these strikes are knockout blows, and he's still doing that for like had broke the record. Like that's insane. It's truly insane. He also wrestled a little bit, which does gas you out. The changing up does.
dude, Cannonier's a former heavyweight, bro. This is crazy.
This guy is ridiculous. Like, I mean, I cannot believe this. I think though that he's gonna come down to earth in his next fight for sure. But I mean, that performance though is like
But like
something.
Vittori, bro, I honestly wouldn't mind if he listen, retire's tough, but come on, like just take some years. 2 years minimum.
I don't know, but what's that gonna like
But like I'm just
improve his
saying, if he
skill?
wants to actually ever win a belt or get close to it,
But
he
I don't think
needs
there's
to
any
take
way,
time
no
off.
matter what. Like, I just don't think he has it.
But I'm just saying the chances increase if he takes time off. There's no chance he can get anywhere near the belt if he
It
doesn't
does
take time off and
increase,
improve.
but I don't know if that's in his best interest at this point. Like, I don't know if
It
he'll have
has
to
to be
do.
because number one, it saves you from taking more damage, and
But I
number
mean, he's
two,
gonna
you
make
actually get
more money.
better.
He's gonna continue making more money though if he continues fighting.
I'm sure Vittori's not going to go broke. You know, he probably has a little money saved up. He can go back to Italy, chill out for a couple months.
I can't see that. Like I mean I don't see him being like this guy who like really improves dramatically.
Do you think we'll see Vittori in the cage this year? I don't think so.
Nah.
I think we'll see like a January main event.
January, yeah, January, February. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think he's gonna return so soon. I don't think he's that stupid. Yeah, no. I think we're gonna see Cannonier fight again. We may see
Yeah.
Cannonier on that 293, by the way.
Nah, he's not going to turn around that quick.
Who do you think I like you really think the winner of Whitaker and Duplessis is gonna be on that card?
I think if they don't get injured, then yeah.
What if they just have like a fucking scrap?
Then it's going to be someone else.
Do you think it's gonna be Dick Cannonier?
Could be Jamal.
I
Dude,
don't.
if they have a scrap in a couple weeks, they're going to call Jamal Hill and ask him if he wants out. Or they're going to call Adesanya to ask him if he wants Jamal Hill.
I feel like Adesanya is gonna want to bulk up before that, and
Well, then he'll say no, and then he won't. Well, then he'll fight.
that card is fucked. That
No. That he'll fight
Cannonier
Strickland if Strickland beats Abus.
over the Cannonier.
Dude, no one wants to see the Cannonier fight,
Dude,
even though he deserves it more than Strickland a little bit because he beat Strickland recently and just got a win over Marvin. You know, the last fight was boring. I think Cannonier needs another win to separate himself from how boring that last Adesanya fight was. And I think that
Also
if
the build
Strickland
up
beats Abus, like, we know how close this fight with Cannonier was. We can basically do MMA math there. We could basically say, hey, man, may as well give Strickland a title shot.
it sucks though because
Or Hamza,
I don't
possibly.
think Volk or Whitaker will be on that Australia card. which is unfortunate. You know,
I think Whitaker's gonna make it. I think he'll make it,
the timing is terrible.
but not Volk. Volk won't make it.
Why do you have to do that timing? Like it's just like
There's no way Volk makes it because Aljo's gonna fight, Sean, and that's a month before.
Oh, yeah, because he'd fight out. Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, Volk's not on.
Why can't they just do that card in November or like?
That's what I'm saying. Like they could have done MSG in September. Like you don't have to always do November.
Yeah, or
MSG.
you don't have to go to Abu Dhabi in October. Like what like that's what I don't like. Is like
they could have done Abu Dhabi in September and they could have done Australia in October. They did
They're,
Abu Dhabi in September for Habib and Poirier.
Who the hell is gonna be on that Australia card? If it's not
Whitaker, that's the issue, man. They're missing out on all these big guys. But Adesanya is going to headline most likely. So there you go.
He's New Zealand. Like it's like, man.
But still in the area.
Yeah. I don't know, but I just think with Volk and Whitaker, those are the guys who like you really want on the card.
For sure.
It's unfortunate. Like I don't know why.
I think Whitaker is going to make it. Think about it. He has most of July. He has August, September. 2.5 months.
Go right back to camp though.
Yeah, dude, and that's what I'm saying. He's gonna get smoked probably.
Bro, I don't think Whitaker's stupid like that though. Like
Whitaker looked eager. I had an interview. I saw an interview of him, and he was like happy about that idea, making a quick turnaround.
Dude, that's gonna be like Gilbert Burns and fucking. Bro.
That's what I'm saying. That's why the UFC did that shit. Do they want Whitaker? They know Whitaker probably beats Dricus. And either way, they want Izzy to get another win. So they're giving Izzy the best chance to beat anyone.
Again, and if Izzy beats Whitaker again, you can't argue anymore.
Yeah, and they're putting the shit right next to Abu Dhabi, so there's no excuse of why can't Izzy fight Hamzat? Because Hamzat's fighting next month. Yeah, that's why. So they want Izzy to get a win.
So when do you think this Izzy train will realistically end? Like
as soon as he fights someone like Hamzat, bro.
Yeah, dude. After this fight, he's got to. You got to put him.
But Hamzat's not going to fight at all until October, and then he'll probably take another year off.
Ikram. Then you have to put Ikram against Adesanya.
Ikram doesn't have a name, though.
Dude, if he fucks up Costa,
they're going to have to make some Abu Dhabi card in like March, bro.
Fuck, man. This sucks because Izzy's going to.
Or they'll do China. They'll do China. They'll do Hamzat and Izzy in China.
If Izzy fights just one of these wrestlers, he gets fucked up. That's the shitty thing.
Yeah, man.
I mean, if Izzy gets fucked up by Whitaker, Whitaker gets fucked up by Izzy, we won't see Chimaev versus Whitaker.
Unless Whitaker fights Chimaev in his next fight.
Yeah, but like most likely we will never see it because I think
this is why Hamzat needs to fight at 185 and not 170. Because I'm tired. I don't even give a fuck about Hamzat and Leon. I don't care. I don't care about it.
He can't make 170.
I want to see Hamzat and Izzy.
I don't think he can make 170. Yeah, I want to see. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to see Whitaker versus Chimaev because I'm a little bit worried, obviously. I mean, Chimaev versus Cannonier I'd be fine with, but I mean, Chimaev against Izzy. I mean, Izzy wants these guys he's never fought against. Like, why can't he fight Chimaev then?
Yeah.
Like, he's being so hypocritical. Like, he's saying like he's saying that these guys have beaten nobody. Like, and then like can't fucking Strickland beat nobody. Like, he hasn't beaten anybody. And he's calling for Strickland coming off of I mean, I know he coming off one win. And then he's calling out like Dricus, who's literally beating like a retired Brunson, like Chimaev like beat Burns. I know it's at 170, but he still beat Burns, who was like a top guy in that division. So like they're being, I don't know, Izzy's a bit hypocritical in my opinion, him and his coach. So I just want to see him get humbled so badly though.
Yeah, same.
But I think that's great podcast. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let us know your prediction for Topuria versus Emmitt this weekend. We're super excited for this. Excited for this matchup, and hopefully on Monday morning, we'll be real happy. Have a good one, guys. Take it easy.